Okay, people, thanks for joining in. Thanks for checking out our video at Pest Management Services. 855-855-BUGS or 708-396-0200. What we're going to do today is some termite work. As you see, we got our rig ready. Got about 300 feet of hose here. 50-gallon tank, which we'll probably fill a couple times today. All right, got some tools. We got our nice Honda motor and pump. Let's make all this happen. And we have our termiticide. So we want to make sure we use a fipronil based product today because it's a non-repellent. We want to make sure we do this termite job with a chemical that the termites are not going to detect versus old school ways where they actually create a barrier around the house and then your neighbors will most likely get it. This way they walk through it, they get it onto each other, and will eliminate the colony. Okay, we're going to find the depth of the footer so we know how much product to use to make it all the way down and be successful on our treatment. It looks like we probably hit the 4-foot mark here.
Yep, 48 inches.
Thing about pest management, we do not spot treat. We do every 12 inches around the entire property. As you can see, every 12 inches we have a hole drilled so we can inject down to the footing. Because this is an attached garage, we're unable to get to one wall of the house outside. So what we did was we drilled it inside the garage to get to the wall of the house that's behind this. Okay? So if we come to a part where we can't drill, what we want to do is go at least 6 inches by 6 inches down, and we're going to dig a trench to apply enough chemical to make it down to the footing, which is about 4 gallons every 10 feet per foot of depth. So earlier I talked about the importance of using a non-repellent for the termite treatment. What happens is sometimes people will use a stronger termite knockdown, which is actually going to push the termites away. And especially if you spot treat and not do the entire area, some people will come in and just try to beat the price of somebody else, so they'll just do a little less work. What's going to happen in that situation is they'll just push the termites out to the tree, and they'll be out here for a couple of years until they feel they can get back to the house. So one thing we don't want to leave out, we're not going to leave out this tree. Okay, for those of you that seen my last video, I actually took it from the crawl space, showing the activity here. What happened is they painted over all the wood in this crawl space and right over the termite tubes and evidence. So even though we're very confident that the application we're making outside will kill all the termites, what we like to do is speed things up, come in here on the inside with a chemical that's approved to be safe for indoors. The fipronil based chemical we're using outside is not labeled for indoors. So we have another chemical which is natural. And like I said, it's not absolutely necessary. We treat direct at the live ones, but because we've seen so many, what we're going to do is put a little reassurance on this and speed up the process. And we start off with a proper calibrated machine before every treatment. We check the pressure gauge to make sure we know how many gallons per minute we are getting. And then the technician, who is already familiar with how long it takes, will still monitor the time and count the seconds for each hole to make sure we're getting the proper amount of chemical going down to the bottom of the structure.